Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final episode of 2024 of Daffy's Roundtable. Today's episode has no guest other than myself. I wanted to hop on here, thank you all, and give you guys some life updates, some breathing updates, and some plans for 2025. But first of all, let me say a huge thank you to all of you that have been listening since the beginning and to everyone that has joined us this year. This wouldn't be possible without all of you. Daffy's Roundtable has grown so much in 2024, and I'm super grateful to all of you. And if you're joining us today for the first time, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else it is that you listen to podcasts. This is what helps us push the podcast forward and get discovered by new listeners. I also want to give a huge shout out and thank you to Exoterra. Exoterra has been the title sponsor of this podcast since almost the beginning, which is over 2 years now, and they are what's keeping the lights on around here. Exoterra makes quality products for our pet reptiles to make them feel at home. Also, I heard a rumor that there's some cool stuff coming down the pipeline in 2025, so make sure you keep an eye out on Exoterra and what they're up to. Now, a little life update. As many of you know, I've been working with the Canadian Pet Expo and the Reptile Expo for the past 2 years, and while it was an incredible experience and it was so awesome to meet so many of you at the expos, it is finally time for me to move on. I'm happy to announce that I've accepted a new position with Little Ray's Exhibitions. Little Ray's Exhibitions is at the forefront of creating world class, interactive, and immersive experiences that captivate audiences of all ages while fostering a deeper appreciation for wildlife, conservation, and the natural world. They specialize in designing and fabricating themed indoor and outdoor exhibitions, innovative climbable sculpture exhibitions, and interactive educational displays to inspire curiosity and engagement. One thing I'm very proud of that they've done is revolutionizing exhibitions by integrating the Phoebe project, which changes how exhibitions are experienced by low vision and neurodivergent communities. This initiative features scaled models of live species paired with reference items like an apple, for example, to convey the size and texture of those species. If you're in Toronto, I'm not trying to sound too sales pitchy, but if you're in Toronto, you can check out the first integration of the Phoebe project at the Dragons exhibition at Ripley's Aquarium of Canada in Toronto. All of this to say is I am extremely excited to be working with Little Ray's exhibitions, and I'm looking forward to hopefully bringing you some updates on cool exhibitions along the way. Okay, now let's talk about some reptiles. I know that's what you're all here for. The last year has been quite crazy for me, and for that reason, I haven't had much time to focus on the reptiles as much as I would have liked to. And as a result, I was unable to pair the majority of my collection, and it ended up being a very slow year for breeding. And as all of you know, I love my reptiles, and not producing any babies this year was quite hard for me because nothing brings me as much joy as watching eggs hatch and raising little tiny reptile babies. That being said, it can only go up from here, and I've spent the last month preparing myself and my collection to hopefully start pairing in early 2025. Now, let's start off by the ones everyone is waiting to hear updates on, the mountain horned dragons. Originally, I had four species of mountain horned dragons: Acansora capra, Acansora armata, Acansora lepidogaster, and Acansora nataliae. I decided this year to shift gears and focus down on two species. I've rehomed my A. nataliae to Eyal and Rebecca at the Responsible Reptile, and my lepidogaster got split between the Responsible Reptile and JF at Beauregard Reptiles. Shout out to the Mountain Horn Dragon crew. Personally, I've decided to focus on Acansora capra and Acansora armata. The Armata are fairly new, and while the group is living together, I think it may be a little bit longer before I see any eggs. As for the Capra, I've been growing out three pairs for about 3 years now that I finally believe have reached breeding age. I finally paired them a few months ago, and the females are starting to look quite big, but I haven't seen any eggs yet. I'm hoping 2025 will be the year though. I will keep you all updated though as the Mountain Horn Dragon Chronicles progress. Now, for the next project I'm super excited about, my lovely girlfriend Danielle and I recently purchased a pair of leopard boas that are already ready to breed. This has been a dream species for her for a while, so when we finally got the opportunity to purchase a breeding pair, we jumped right on it. We are currently fattening them up and will be pairing them very, very soon. So, fingers crossed, we will have some adorable baby leopard boas very soon. And no, Danielle, you cannot keep all the future babies. Another species that is new here in the Daffy's Reptile House is, drumroll please, Mount Wichita collared lizards. I gotta be honest with you guys, I've always loved the collared lizards, but I didn't really want to get any. Danielle was super excited about them, so I reached out to James, who you guys know, he's been on the podcast 4 times now, I think. He was previously known as Top Shelf Geckos, but he's now shifted his focus to monkey tail skinks and changed his Instagram to the monkey tail tree. If you're not already, go give him a follow. Anyway, we picked up a gorgeous trio that we are pairing in the spring once they are done brewmating. And I mentioned that I didn't really want to get any of these, but let me tell you guys, once these animals were home and settled in, I am now in love with them and can truly see the appeal of them. And I'm pretty glad that Danielle wanted them because I really do think they make incredible pets. So thank you, James, for these beautiful babies. And I guess thank you, Danielle, for showing me that I really did want to work with this species. Otherwise, it's back to our regular scheduled programming over here, and we will be pairing the usuals: emerald tree skinks, Stenodactylus stenodactylus, Stenodactylus petrii for the first time, hopefully, and Pictus geckos. On the docket for the far off future, this won't happen this year, um, are Brazilian rainbow boas, boa constrictors, green tree pythons, my new obsession, and ball pythons. I know, I'm just as surprised as you guys are about the ball pythons. We've also got our eyes peeled for a female jungle carpet python. If you know anyone, send your boy a DM. We're hoping to work with more chondros because, as I said, I'm obsessed with them now. Now, about the Daffy's Reptile YouTube channel. We have a lot of awesome projects and collabs planned, so definitely keep your eye on that. And if you're not already subscribed to the second channel, the Daffy's Reptile YouTube channel, please do. Maybe we'll even see a Daffy's Reptile Patreon in 2025. Let me know what you think. And for this podcast, let me once again say I truly appreciate you all tuning in every week, and I love the community we're building here. I have some awesome episodes already recorded that I can't wait to share with you all in 2025. But again, I want to hear from you guys. Who do you want to hear from? Send me an email, a DM on Instagram, reach out to me on Facebook or however else, and let me know, and I will try to reach out to them and try to bring them on for a conversation. This year, we had some awesome episodes with guests from all over the world. We had Flo of DE Reptiles and Stefan of the Terrarium channel from Germany. We had Chris of Invis Rep from South Africa. We had Harris of Dubai Reptile Keepers from Dubai. And I really enjoyed these episodes, and I enjoy comparing the different methods of reptile keeping between here in North America and between everywhere else. And in 2025, I'm hoping to record more episodes with reptile keepers in different countries and continue to explore the differences. We also had some big names on the show that you guys may recognize. We had Russ from Aquarium Max Pets, we had Dylan Perrin from Animals at Home Network, Zach from Alife Exotics, Logan Hope from that bearded bug guy. We also had Kayla Roach, Armin of Herb Time, Bill Strand of the Chameleon Academy, Abby from the Microverse, and Richard Stewart from the Tarantula Collective. Let me know who else story you want to hear, and I will try to bring them on. And while I personally think, of course, that every episode and every guest is awesome, there were a few episodes from this year that I did want to shout out as well. Antoine from DPR came on and he talked to us about his trip to Japan, where he visited ball python specific stores and a reptile expo over there. We had Philip Leeds come on to bust some Euromastic myths. We had Greg West from Cornell's World. He came on to tell us a story of the TV show Scaled, which was super interesting. And last week's episode with Cody Joe, the master breeder, giving us some of his secrets to breeding pythons, boas, and monitors. There's a lot of really interesting information in all of those episodes, so make sure you go back and listen to them if you haven't already. Also, in 2025, I'd like to look into making the odd live conversation happen. So make sure to keep an eye out for that and tune in. This will be an awesome opportunity for my guest and I to answer some of your questions and a chance for you to be a part of the conversation too. Big things are coming in 2025, and I'm super excited to share the year with all of you. Once again, thank you all for listening. Have an incredible new year and happy holidays, and we will see you all in 2025.